The M20 from SJCAM. Different shape and smaller in size, while boasting a big Sony sensor. But there's more to the story. Stay tuned. Brief introduction. SJCAM is a growing name for an action cam manufacturer. The M20 is at the moment one of their latest iteration. The feature list includes the usual candidates that we expect a camera of this category to offer. Starting from the packaging, what we have is the usual SJCAM style branding and packaging, and also, as with every SJCAM camera that I have come across, the box contains a concealed security code to verify the authenticity of the product. An important detail, given that there are knockoffs out there and you want your purchase to be safe. Moving on to the contents, there are lots of different accessories to get us started. There are plenty more available online as a separate purchase. The camera comes housed in the waterproof casing and the battery is contained inside the camera. More on the topic of battery soon. Let's take a closer look at the camera. The layout of the buttons are identical to that of M10 Plus that we reviewed earlier. Power and action buttons are on top and are also exactly the same size. I personally do not like this because sometimes I mount the camera upside down where the left button becomes the right and kind of gets confusing. Not a deal breaker, but rather a personal annoyance really. The other shape, as in the 5000X or 5000 Plus, there is only one button on the top and I find that more effective. On the right side we have the up and down button. On the left we have two ports for USB and HDMI and a slot for micro SD card. At the rear face we have the LCD screen and the speaker grills. At the bottom we have the new and improved battery compartment. I've been complaining about the poor battery compartment covers in other SJCAM cameras in the past. This time it's just joyous. There is a little notch to slide out the cover and lift politely. Under the plastic cover there is metal reinforcement that makes part of the hinge as well. All works flawlessly. They have finally done it. But they changed the shape of the battery. That's right. All of the SJCAM cameras that I have interchangeably work with each other's battery. But not this one. Now, to most, this is not an issue if the M20 will be the first and most likely the only action cam. But those who has any other model of SJCAM will now have to be cautious. On the subject of battery life, it is not bad. It has the same 900 mAh capacity as other models. A single charge lasts about an hour of operation with gyro on. It may last a bit longer with other settings. With regards to the shape of the camera, SJCAM is boasting that the M20 is their smallest to date. Meh, not by drastic measure. But they also claim that it is lighter. Well, that it is. Normally it would not matter, but if you intend to use drones and stuff, these few grams may make all the difference. Before we move on to the performance of the camera, let us quickly discuss the internals. The M20 uses a Sony IMX206 sensor boasting a 16 megapixel count. This is different sensor from the 5000X, which used a IMX206 sensor. However, both these cameras use Novatech NTK96660 processor, which is a little bit concerning. You see, the NTK96660 chip had been used in past two SJCAM cameras that I reviewed, and it appeared to be a bit of a bottleneck. More on that later. Let's start exploring the performance of the camera. But just before that, if you are exploring the thought of getting married, our sponsor would like to share a few words. Your wedding is the most special day, a celebration to remember. Immortalize your memories in a video. You want the best and nothing but the best. You want Enchanted Films to capture this precious occasion. Enchanted Films offers the flexibility to suit your individual need and has the experience to cater for all kinds of functions. Enchanted Films, the premier provider of video production. Welcome back. Okay, let's dive right into the heart of the matter. The camera's performance. The short answer is that it is good. But of course, I'm going to give you the long story just in case. So the story of this camera starts with Full HD video. By most part, my experience with this setting has been positive. The colors are nice and vibrant, and the motion in 60 frames per second is fluid as expected. Low light performance is fairly decent as well. This is parking lot at night with the regular fluorescent light. All is visible with acceptable quality, and in complete darkness, things are under control as well. So, as a dash cam at night, this is still a viable solution. Staying in topic of lighting, transition from light to dark, the camera performance is pretty good as well. For example, notice the rocks. It can be seen with some detail, though it is in the shadows, while in the middle there is a bright area. As we come out into the full brightness, the sky regains color and so forth. Not bad, yeah? Now I'll talk a little bit about the image quality in general. You see, the 16 megapixel sensor, the megapixel count hardly matters. All we need is 8.29 megapixel to achieve UHD resolution. For true 4K we need a little bit more, but never mind that, controversy. While count of pixel is not the main factor, there is some quality difference that seems to matter. Let's see the difference side by side. M20 and 5000X. Just to mention, the 5000 Plus, in the department of image quality, it is still up there. The Panasonic sensor and the Amberella chip was indeed a good combo. Too bad it didn't have gyro, that would have really made the camera. Anyhow, what I'm trying to say, out of all the cameras reviewed that had any Novatec chip, this one appears to have the cleaner image. The M20 also does 2K at 30 frames per second. It works as we expect. The nature of picture quality, as discussed, is there in this mode too. In YouTube, it is not too obvious because this video was uploaded in Full HD, and then there is YouTube's own compression. But yes, 2K as expected. Moving on. I'll cover 4K in a moment. Let's look at the slow motion capabilities. The camera allows 2, 4 and 8 times slow motion. A video is created automatically presenting the slow motion. However, you can equally record in higher frame rates and then slow the video down in post. In 720 mode, it does 2x and 4x modes, and they work fine. In 8x, a few things happen. The aspect ratio changes, but that is resolution as advertised. The pixelation is also expected out of the low resolution. However, in this mode, the stabilization stops and the field of view is really wide. The video otherwise is free from defect. In the last review of the SJ5000X, there were vignetting in this mode, possibly due to some kind of lens issue. They fixed it in this one. Yay! If I reduce the size of the frame, we have a better impression. Gyro is a very important feature of this camera, and it works like a charm. Here is a difference of video quality with gyro off and then on. We do lose a little bit of field of view due to room needed for correction. More on this topic has been covered in a separate video regarding MEMS devices such as this gyro. In real world, where often we will be holding the camera by hand or be involved in extreme adventure type exciting stuff, the gyro will be there to stabilize the shot. Side note, I do not recommend you filming in places where you might drop the camera. With regards to going underwater, the waterproof case has been improved as well. The lock has been simplified and clamps shut with more force. Definite innovation there. Also, on a side note, there is a selfie stick you can get from SJCAM with additional remote for selfies and such. Selfie sticks are not my thing, but it did come in handy to dip the camera underwater, so I'll call it dipstick. For those who want to consider it, it is made well enough, and all plastic construction means seawater did not affect it. But the review is not about the accessories, let's get back to the camera. Underwater, it works just as well as it does above, and this is a part of the camera's job description to get right, which I'm happy to say it does. While recording video, it of course records audio as well. It is expected that a camera microphone is usually not the best, but the M20 does not disappoint either. Have a listen. You're listening to Radio Salzburg, coming to you live with this special review of SJCAM M20. Enjoy! Digital zoom also exists up to 8x. Well, there is no other way of putting it. Digital zoom is as bad as it sounds, but it's there in case if you need it. Time-lapse has been a difficult thing as well. While the camera does time-lapse, or video-lapse as they refer to it, the issue is that the battery does not last for hours and so forth. Somehow, the camera stays in its full power mode and runs dry in matter of hours, so you can't leave it running for a day, etc. The picture this camera takes is reasonable. For reference, etc., it's fine. Let's face it, we don't really want this camera for its still photos, now do we? But should you need it, it's there. Okay, let's discuss some pros and cons. Pros first. It's lightweight. Gyro is awesome. Good build quality overall, decent image quality as well. Reasonable inclusions out of the box. SJCAM products are durable, and I can say that from personal experience as well. Low light performance is not bad either. And now some cons. Slow USB speed. Even for USB 2 standards, it's a little bit slow. And transferring files via Wi-Fi takes even longer. The battery has been changed, but if it does not matter to you, you can ignore this point. 4K. I did not forget about this. Only that I truly believe that this is the right section of the review to discuss this feature. The cons section. And the word con is fitting. Let's get one thing straight. There is no 4K here. There is a resolution higher than 2K, but by manipulation SJCAM is trying to convince us that this is 4K. I have covered the same subject with the 5000X video, same marketing strategy, same deceptions. I am being a bit harsh. Folks, please bear with me a moment. Dear SJCAM, the camera honestly delivers everything that it sets out to do, until this point. Next time, bring us a 2K camera. Don't worry about the 4K, unless it is genuine. I can recommend this camera on basis of its image quality. It's built well, and all of my SJCAM cameras are still fully functional and I use them often. This is a decent product if we look at its good attributes. Other than the false 4K issue, there is not too many things wrong with this camera. In fact, most things about this camera is right. Well, that's the end of this review. While I close the video, enjoy some of the random shots I've taken using this camera. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. Your suggestions and questions are most welcome, and I'll do my best to reply to as many questions I get. As always, I welcome you to subscribe to my channel for more videos such as this one. I thank everyone who has helped me with my channel, including you. My viewer is my motivation. Hope to see you next time. Bye for now.